Dear Secretary of State Brantner, dear Secretary of State Campolargo, dear Deputy Minister Valentini, dear friends of the European industry, dear friends of the academic research community, ladies and gentlemen, I could not be with you today in Alicante, but I'm very honored to say a few words on behalf of the French government for this Gaia-X 4th summit, which gives us the opportunity to witness how much progress we've made all together towards our common digital future. In just a few years, the EU has reached a major milestone in the implementation of an ambitious, comprehensive data strategy, in particular through the Data Governance Act and the soon-to-be-adopted Data Act. In addition, the EU is now actively working on the challenges raised by AI, notably a new horizontal regulation which is currently being negotiated between co-legislators under the Spanish presidency, with lots of issues to deal with in a consistent manner. Let me just mention a few examples of how these regulations will impact for good the data economy and in particular stakeholders' activities. The Data Governance Act will enable data holders and data users to unlock the innovative potential of industrial data with the support of labeled and neutral intermediation services who can help them build data marketplaces. The Data Act will put a final stop to unfair contractual terms in B2B data sharing partnerships, especially in relation to big tech major companies. It will also simplify customers' everyday lives by removing financial barriers when choosing a new cloud service provider. In the field of AI, our first priority should be to do all our possible to win the current innovation race. Europe should first become a leader in AI so we can preserve our values. Our goal is to promote a European regulatory framework that is staunchly pro-innovation, adaptable and future-proof. However, these new regulations would not be impactful without the very active European ecosystem spearheaded by Gaia-X that thrives to gather users and solution providers around this central idea of data sharing. I'm thinking, for instance, of our European cloud service providers, but also small and large companies specialized in data such as Gaia-X, Clerop and Amadeus, to name a few. I'm thinking also of the active commitment of several actors who are too many to be named here, but I want to mention the automobile industry, energy producers, transport and mobility businesses, and of course the aerospace industry with Catherine Gestin from Airbus now being the chairwoman of Gaia-X. All the energy that was put in common made it possible to produce important deliverables for the EU as a whole, such as Gaia-X policy rules, the Gaia-X Federation services, on which the European project Simple will be able to build, or more recently the Gaia-X Digital Clearing House. Many other successful projects also show evidence of the very dynamic nature of Gaia-X, such as Ag Data Hub, the data intermediation platform dedicated to the agricultural and agri-food sectors in France and Europe, whose entire technical architecture is now compliant with the de facto Gaia-X standard. Other examples can be mentioned, such as EONA-X, which is dedicated to transport and mobility data, Prometheus in the field of education, and Omega-X, which is strongly supported by energy industry. Of course, we must bear in mind that a successful data exchange process goes together with trust. Trust in the protection of business interests and especially trust in the protection of our company's sensitive information. To this end, the forthcoming European Cyber Certification Scheme for Cloud Services, EUCS, must provide safeguards against illegal access to data, including for the most sensitive data based on extraterritorial legislation. Now it is time to turn our attention to the future and to look at all the new opportunities that the new EU regulation will bring for data sharing, and to create the conditions of a stronger, more competitive and innovative EU. Let me go back to the title of this panel for a minute. The question was, will the EU lead the data economy in the end? I don't read the future, but I know what we have in the present. What we do have here and now is a collective mindset with a common motivation to work together in order to better value the data and to facilitate its use for innovative purposes. Will the EU lead the data economy in the end? I don't know. But can the EU do it? I truly believe so. if we're able to stay and act together to shape our common future in the digital and data world. This common set of regulations represents a unique opportunity for the European Union to truly enter the race for innovation as they pave the way for a harmonized and secure framework for data sharing, as well as a pro-innovation and virtuous usage of artificial intelligence technologies. Thank you for your attention, and I wish you all a very pleasant panel.